Hey guys, it's Lauren from Granite State Yarns. It is Tuesday, October 11th, 2022, and I have just dropped my daughter off at work. It's been, I think, a month since my last podcast, and I have not been able to find enough time to actually sit down and do a podcast. So I figured, let's try this today, and then I'll at least get something done, and this might be kind of fun. So I've got a lot to do today and thought I would take you all along and maybe show you some of my knitting that I've been doing in the last month in the process. So I'll give you a quick introduction if this is your first time watching. Hello. So I'm Lauren, and I am the dyer knitter behind Granite State Yarns. I sell hand-dyed sock yarn. You can find me at my website, www.granitestateyarns.com. And you can also find me on Instagram, and my handle there is at Granite State Yarns. So if you are new, welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. So I think I'll head home now. I've got a couple of minutes before I've got to head to the dentist, which is not my favorite place in the world to be. But what are you gonna do? So let's get going, and I'll talk to you in a little bit. Okay, bye. Alrighty, so I am all set at the dentist now. My teeth are a bit cleaner. That's nice. My wallet is a little bit lighter, but it's okay. I've got a clean bill of health for the next 6 months before I have to come back. So I'm happy about that. So good to have clean teeth. Anyway, so I got a little bit of waiting room knitting done. I have this project in my Midwest Stitches bag. Got this from McKaylee at Breaking Yarn. So I love using that bag because it reminds me of my friends Danielle and McKaylee. So I am working on, this is like my only sock whip right now, which is crazy, and it's almost done. This is the second sock of my little Arethusa Falls shorties that I'm working on. I'm knitting this in, let me see if I can get this in a good place because of the sun. Yeah, you can sort of see it. So I'm knitting this in Daisy Stitch Co. This is her 75-25 base, and I believe the colorway is Succulent Garden. It's gorgeous. I got it, I think last year. It was a like a mini, I don't remember it was like a 50-gram sock set. So the main Succulent Garden colorway was 50 grams, and then it came with a 20-gram mini. So it's really nice because I do like to knit shorties, so it's nice to be able to sometimes get like a smaller quantity of yarn in a sock set. I don't know, I did that a couple of times in my shop, but I haven't done it a lot. I don't know if anyone's interested in doing 50-gram sock sets, let me know. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I really do like the 50-gram sock sets. Save a little bit of money, but you still have yarn left over for, scrappy projects and cozy memory blankets and that kind of thing. So, yeah, I got the first sock done. I'll show what it looks like when it's done. It's probably a little wrinkled. It's been in this bag for quite a while, but there it is. I actually can see the one little stripe of the purple on the bottom. That's the mini. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do because I've got, like, this is all the yarn that I have left. This is, I mean, almost a full 20 grams in this main color. I don't know, maybe 15 grams. It's a bit smaller than the 20, but not too much. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Gotta think about that. I don't know why I didn't use more of the mini. I don't know. I really liked this green, but then I felt like I had to put a little bit of that purple in there. I don't know. Had to do something a little different. So, my camera just stopped recording. So it is 1 o'clock, a little after 1, and I've got to pick my daughter up at work in about an hour. So I'm going to run home and I don't know. Yeah, run home. I'll have a little bit of time before I need to leave again. So maybe I'll grab a quick lunch because I have not eaten anything today. I've had a coffee and that's it. And it's 1 o'clock and I could eat something now. So I'm going to drive home. Oh, I hope you liked. I should have some footage that I set up my phone when I was driving home from dropping my daughter off at work. And you can see some of the foliage because it is like peak gorgeousness in New Hampshire right now. So the leaves are amazing. I'm looking out right now at all the leaves. So yeah, this is my favorite time of year. The weather is just perfect. It's so perfect. It's like, I think it's in the 60s today, maybe the 50s. So it's a little bit like starting to get cool, but still really comfortable. And it's just sunny, and those leaves are like, they're like gems on the trees. They're so pretty. So I'm going to enjoy my ride home. All right, so I will check in a little bit later. Okay, so I'm back from picking up my daughter from work, and I thought I would come outside and show off some of my finished objects. I have a teeny bit of stash enhancement, and I can tell you a little bit about my really big work in progress that I'm working on for this month, but I'm not going to talk too much about it, and you'll see why in a minute. So let's get into the finished objects. So these are my walk-in socks that I started in the spring, I think it was at the very end of spring when I started doing a lot of walking outside. So this was the pair that I was working on. This is Knit Picks Felici in the Speed Racer colorway. And if you remember, I knit this in like one big long tube, and then I cut it in half and added toes. And the toes are in Knit Picks Stroll Matcha. And I was going to cut in heels too, like afterthought heels, and decided that my son is, he's 4 years old, his feet are still growing, and rather than cut in the heel right now, I'm just going to have him wear them like tube socks. And if he's having, I think they'll fit him just fine. I've definitely done just plain tube socks like this for him before, and they worked out great. So I figure I'll try that, and then maybe I'll put in heels later if I decide to. I probably won't. I'm saying this like I might do it later. I'm probably not going to. I was just really tired of looking at these. Like, they have been a work in progress for like literally months with this hair on them. And I just needed to get these done. He was been very excited to wear them, and it's just like, let's just do this. He tried them on. He loved them. I had a suggestion, because I talked about this on Instagram, and I had a suggestion from somebody, I don't remember who, but it was just like, well, why don't you just keep them as tube socks? Like, you don't have to put the heels in. And I initially thought I really did want to put the heels in, but then, this was a lot easier. So done. So I'm glad I finally recorded this and talked about it so I can give these to Thomas, and he's going to be so excited. He is like just so excited about his new socks. So, which is always the best, right? Like when you're knitting for somebody and they genuinely can't wait to wear it. So now it's cooler out. Still not quite like, mega sock weather, but when he gets dressed up for church or something, he has a nice pair of socks to wear. So that's really fun. So I have 2 more finished pairs of socks here. See, look at it. They're both like really fall inspired, so that's kind of fun. So we'll talk about these first. These are my Leaf Peepin' socks. I knit this out of my own colorway, Leaf Peepin', and this pattern is my rail yard socks. So I knit these for my husband because I wanted a sample of the leaf peepin colorway that I love so, so much. And the rail yard socks are my hands down favorite socks for him. Like, they're perfect. He just likes a plain sock. He doesn't really like anything, you know, too fancy. And the ribbing on these socks just make for a really great fit, and he just loves them. So I did the, I have options in the pattern for a slightly longer heel flap, again, to help like with the fit around the heel, because sometimes that can be a little bit of a tricky spot, and that's always been really tight for my husband. So by lengthening that heel flap a bit, it helps to get a few more stitches on the needles around here, and it makes for a better fit. And then down here at the heel, I also have an option for a wider heel turn, which again helps with the eventual fit of the sock. I think it works really well, particularly for like men's feet, or if you have a wide foot, or if you have any trouble with the kind, I don't know if it's really standard, but like at least my standard heel turn, it's kind of on the narrow side. It works just fine for me, but I know some people might like a little bit of a wider heel turn, and so that's what I did for him. And these socks, after a few years of knitting socks for him, this is like the perfect recipe. So might be worth a shot for you if you're looking to knit socks for your son or your husband or your nephew, your dad. Might be really good to look into. So that's these. I also have my robin socks. So this is West Yorkshire Spinners in the robin colorway, which is I think it's a Christmas colorway, and it is out right now. I think I was looking at the Woolly Thistle, which is actually, I don't know, I've come across that shop before and didn't realize until I think a couple weeks ago that they're actually based in New Hampshire, so that was kind of neat. But I bought this yarn from Webb's, but they don't have this one in stock anymore, but I did find it at the Woolly Thistle, so I will link them down below if you're looking to get this colorway. They have a bunch of other like really nice Christmas colors too. I've been looking at them, thinking about getting them, because I really do like this base. It's very woolly, a little more rustic, but still really nice and soft, nice to work with. And I mean, look at how pretty these are. I think I'm going to give these to my 14-year-old Abby. She's really excited about it. But really gives a neat, like, you know, faux Fair Isle stripy sock. They're nice. I like them a lot. So yeah, so this is again the robin colorway. They're just vanilla socks. I didn't do anything fancy. The cuff actually is the same as I did for the leaf peepin sock. It's just a knit one, purl one, but it's a knit one through the back loop, purl one. So it's a twisted rib, and that is one of my favorite kind of cuffs. So I was happy to get these done, because these are another thing that had been a work in progress for quite a long time. So I had been working really hard to get all of my works in progress out of the way, and I almost got all of the socks done. Like I said, I just had those Arethusa Falls socks that I showed a few moments ago. Well, a few moments ago in the video. It was like probably an hour and a half ago in real life. Those are my only sock whip. Or that is my only sock whip right now. That'll change. I'm going to be definitely casting on some more socks, but for right now, that's all I have left, and they're almost done. Good. I don't know, another couple repeats, and then the toe, and then they'll be done. So that's really cool. My last finished object is my Musselburgh hat. I knit this for my husband. This I did as part of the Breaking Yarn Fall Muscle Madness Cal. So I knit this in, the green here is in Breaking Yarn Walter White, which is an amazing colorway. I highly suggest it. It looks, or at least I expected it to be a lot more solid, and was pleasantly surprised that it is actually really have some nice like green variations in it. It's so pretty. So this hat, it's in, Walter White, but in the Swish DK base. And I knew going into it that I probably wasn't going to have enough yarn in the one skein to be able to finish this hat. This is an adult large. so I knew that it was unlikely that I was going to be able to finish it. And so I did use like just about every scrap of that Walter White, but I had a little bit of Swish DK from Knit Picks. Trying to remember the name of the colorway. It was a kind of heather, I think. Nutmeg heather. And so it's the same base, so it matches really nice. It is such a soft base, so it's really nice. But yeah, I just put some stripes in there, and so it turns out that it's like a reversible hat. So I'll show you when you kind of, you kind of like pop the cuff up a little bit here. Is that what it's called? Is it called a cuff on a hat? I don't remember now. So that's really nice. But then if you flip it around, then it is just the solid green here. So Jeff is very happy with this hat. I think the last 3 years I've always knit him a hat in the fall. I did a Musselburgh last year. Actually, that one was also breaking yarn. That was in the, it's the gray matter. But I did that in fingering. So this is DK, so it's quite a bit thicker. And I'm getting a phone call. Okay. I don't know what the number was, so we'll just ignore that. So yeah, the one I did last year was in breaking yarn, fingering, I think it was sock fingering in the gray matter colorway. And I made that for Jeff too. So this one's DK, quite a bit thicker. So this will be a really nice, like, warm winter hat. And then I think the hat that I did 2 years ago was again fingering weight. I did that in Knit Picks Stroll. And it was in like a black and white or black and gray sort of colorway. I don't remember what it was called. It was a long time ago. I did the sockhead hat. It's a free pattern. I'll link all those down below. But yeah, so like every year he gets a new hat, and they've been getting like progressively warmer. So I think this one's going to be about as warm as, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'll do a thicker one, but this is like double weight or double DK because of the way Musselburgh works. Musselburgh, whatever. Okay. Okay. So the reason why, the sun's coming out. The reason why see if I can get it out of the sunshine a little bit. It's okay. I'm only talking for a little bit longer. The reason why I wanted to get all of these works in progress done is because I did decide to join in on the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, which I've never done before, but I've been, watching everybody do these the last few years and finally decided, okay, this is the year that I'm going to do it. My friend Jules from Jules Knits for Bama, she kind of convinced me to just go for it, just try it. You're going to learn a lot. It'll be a lot of fun. And I was a little hesitant because some of the patterns that Stephen West comes out with I really like, and I think they're really unique and special, and they look like a lot of fun to knit. But then there's a few that he's done that I am never not interested in knitting that. I am never going to wear that because, he's just really creative. He does really different things. So, sometimes they really resonate with you and sometimes they're just outside of your comfort zone. So I was a little bit hesitant about doing it because that's a lot of yarn. It's a lot of work. And I didn't want to, start something and then hate it. And so anyway, I needed a little bit of encouragement to just get started. So Jules was really sweet, as she always is. And she's like, well, you really should try it. It'll be fun. So decided to do it. And so I did figure out my colors. I was just kind of I decided I would dye my own yarn and didn't have a great vision of what I wanted to do. I had looked at some other colorways that were suggested, other kits that were suggested, and kind of took some inspiration from those because I really didn't know what to do. And I ended up picking a dark purple, I don't know, like a mulberry cranberry dark purple kind of a color. And then for my main color, for my contrast color, I did that same sort of color, but speckles. And then initially I was going to do like this really dark, moody teal for my like pop of color, but Jules was showing off her choices right before the knit along started, and she was doing a purple with a gray, so actually kind of similar to mine, but her pop of color was this really pretty like golden yellow. And I saw that and I was like, that would be great. So I ended up like at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm watching her podcast and I see that color and I'm like, that's what I need to do. So at like 3 o'clock in the morning, I pulled out my dyeing stuff and just dyed myself up a skein of this like golden yellow kind of a color, my own interpretation of it anyway. Because why not do that at 3 o'clock in the morning? Yay. But I mean, I was also running out of time. It was, you know, only a few days left until the knit along started, and I wanted to make sure that it was all done and dyed and dried and ready to go. So I had to do it then. So anyway, I did that, and still hemmed and hawed, like, do I want to do the teal? Do I want to do the golden yellow? And so I was talking with my kids and I was talking with Jules, and we decided, yes, the yellow is the one. So I've got this giant project in this big bag from Midwest Stitches. Danielle sent this over to me as a surprise present a few weeks ago, and I decided that this would be a great bag because it's huge. This bag is enormous. Like, I have 5 cakes of yarn in here and a couple of sets of needles and a pattern and, like, you know, the cable needle and all the stuff that I need, and there's still plenty of room. But it's great because, like, look, here's my pattern and it fits in there really nice. I don't have to fold it. Like, I love it. So I will show you my colors. I'm not going to show you the knitting yet because I don't want to like spoil it for anybody. I think I'll probably show a little bit of progress photos maybe in another week or two, like after, like, you know, I don't want to spoil it for anybody. So I'll wait and then I'll start showing things like when Clue 2 is out, then maybe I can show you what things look like at Clue 1. I don't know, I haven't fully decided. I just don't want to spoil the fun for anybody. So I will show you the colors that I picked out so you can at least get an idea. So this is that dark purple that I'm using for my main color. And these don't have colorway names. They're, I don't think I can like guarantee that I could copy this color. I think I remember what I did for it, but like I said, this was kind of just like a big experiment for me. So look at how pretty. Love that purple. And then here is my contrast color. Like I said, it's really similar to that purple, just I did it more of like a speckly. And this is really nice. So those are the only ones that I've knit with so far because Clue 1 only uses these 2 colors. But I do have my pop of color all ready to go when we do start using that. Oops, got a cable needle stuck in it. So there's that really pretty yellow. And that's really showing up pretty nicely on this camera right now. It's not quite, well, actually, it really is like a mustard yellow. Maybe a little brighter, but it's so pretty. Let me get the other 2. You can kind of see them all together. I'm really excited. It's funny though, because like I think pretty much every shawl that I've knit has purple in it. This one's pink, but like most of my shawls are purple. I don't really think I have anything in a yellow like this, so at least it's gonna be a little bit unique, but I don't know. I just like, I didn't even realize it until after I dyed it. I'm like, this is purple again. You always knit your shawls in purple. I have to like really try hard. Next shawl, don't make it purple. Do something different. Make it blue or gray or something. Just, oh well. I like purple, okay? So that's my mystery knit along. I think I'm just about halfway done, maybe a little over halfway done Clue 1. It's a lot of knitting. I think anyone who's talked about this one has mentioned that it's just a lot of knitting. The pattern was like a little bit tricky to start. Took a lot of like counting and concentration, but there's a really good video that Stephen West recorded to help you like really follow along. Like he goes step by step, and that was really nice to watch. Nothing was like really difficult. It was just a lot of counting, but that sets you up. And then once you get that all set up, then all the rest of the knitting is just kind of the same thing over and over again. So it's not hard. It's just a lot of knitting. So I don't know. So far I like it. I'm excited to see what's going to happen next. I mean, with the name Twist and Turns, like, what is Clue 2 going to be? Is he going to really is it going to be a real twist in what we're doing right now? Like, okay, now that you've got this done, now we're going to go do something completely different. So, I don't know. We'll see. That comes out, today's Tuesday, so I have the rest of today and I have Wednesday to finish Clue 1 if I want to be on track. So I think I'm going to be able to do it, or at least I'll be really close. I didn't get a lot of knitting in this weekend, so I think I probably will have enough time if I stop chatting like into this camera or phone or whatever, and get some knitting done this afternoon while my baby's napping. Probably should do that. But I did want to talk about, I do have one last thing. I have a little bit of stash enhancement. So I think everybody knows now that the Crazy Sock Lady has closed her shop, which was really sad, but I understand. Like, I think it was really good for Kay to like do this experiment, try something out, and then she decided that it just wasn't working for her for the long term. And that's great that she recognized that she needed to make a change, and hopefully this will be really good for her and she'll be able to really concentrate on the things that she wanted to do. So my yarn was part of her very last update, so that was kind of fun. I think I don't know if I had yarn in her very first update, but it was certainly one of the first ones. So I'm really thankful to Kay for like helping grow my business with her including my yarn in her shop. It was really fun to be able to work with her and to be able to dye up some fun stuff for her. It was a little bittersweet to be part of that very last update, but it's also exciting to think that there's a bunch of people that got to try my yarn out. So if you're one of the, if you're new to Granite State Yarns through that, like, hello. Nice to get to get to meet new people maybe. So it was fun to see some, posts on Instagram with people who had gotten my yarn. So yeah. So anyway, with Kay's shop closing, I wanted to make sure that I picked up at least, I got one colorway to at least remember the fun of the Crazy Sock Lady Co. So I did pick up from Kimber's Cozy Creations the Crazy Sock Lady colorway. So this one's it's on a DK base, which is fun because I have still not knit myself a pair of socks in DK. So that's what I'm going to do with these. I'm going to make myself some Crazy Sock Lady socks in DK. And I guess I'll have to do the Crazy Sock Lady vanilla DK pattern. Yeah, that probably makes sense. So, so that'll be really nice. It's a really nice way to remember the good times of Crazy Sock Lady Co. And come on, it's a really pretty color. And yeah, it's purple. I'm gonna love it because it's purple. But it's got this nice indigo blue kind of going on here. Really pretty. Danielle from Midwest Stitches knit up a pair of socks, I think in the fingering weight though, and it was so pretty. So I'm really excited to have one of my own. So that's what I got. So yeah, I think I'm going to end this recording for now. And I think I'm going to sit down and work on my mystery knit along for a little while, and then I've got to get dinner started. It's 2:45, so I still have quite a bit of time before I really need to get dinner going. I'm going to be making pot roast, beef stew, that kind of a thing. but I'm going to use my Instant Pot, so it won't take very long at all to do. If you don't have an Instant Pot, you need an Instant Pot because they're the best. All right, so yeah, I think, like I said, I'm gonna stop for now and I will update you as my day goes on. Bye-bye. Hey, Fidge. Okay, so just poured myself a cup of tea. I've got it in my Yarn Nerd cup that I got from Danielle of Midwest Stitches. Love that cup. It's huge. Look at it. This cup is enormous. I mean, if I put it like this, look at how big this cup is. Okay, really, it's like that big. Just use my face because I look like the cup, right? Use my face so that way you can tell the size of the cup. What is it, 12 ounces, 14 ounces? How many ounces is my face? All right, honestly, I don't know why people have given me a camera and have me post stuff on YouTube because I am a weirdo. And clearly I need a break and a cup of tea because, whoo. All right, so anyway, the tea, that is Duchess Balmoral from Tetley. I don't know if they sell that in stores anymore. I bought it, I bought my first batch of those, I think about a year ago, maybe not quite that long, at least a number of months ago. And I love it. It's like black tea, but with a vanilla flavor. It's so good. Last time I checked in our grocery store, they didn't have it, but I was able to get like a case of it on Amazon. So I totally bought it because vanilla black tea is like really good. If you bought my fall mystery box, then you would have gotten some of that. So I hope you liked it. Let me know, like, did you like the tea? Comment down below. So, yeah. So I just popped a bunch of my yarn in the shop on sale or on clearance. So I posted about it on Instagram. So of course, this is like, well, how do I want to explain this? I'm talking on this vlog, which isn't going to be up probably until, I guess, it's tonight or Wednesday. So hopefully there's still yarn in the shop. But if you follow me on Instagram, you would have probably seen it on there. So yeah, some deep discounts for some of my colorways that have been in the shop for a little while. The Rail Yard collection, what's left of that, I put on clearance. And then a few of the other colorways that I have, like, 1 or 2 skeins of, I popped those on sale too. So I think Galaxy is on there. I have like 1 skein of Galaxy left. I know I had, I think, 2 of my almost fall sock set. There's 1 tropical sock set still in the shop, and that's on sale. So if you've been looking for any of those, I will go take a look. And also I have some discounted roving, sock yarn roving, that I put in the shop. I think last week. This is my first time dyeing roving. I mean, I've been dyeing roving for myself for the last few months, but this is the first time I dyed some to sell. So I've got those on sale because it's a brand new thing. So if you're a spinner, you can go look at the roving. It's at a really decent price. And I also have I have a couple of spindles on there. So if you've never spun before, you can get a spindle right there, one-stop shopping. And you can learn how to spin yarn, which is so much fun. I mean, I prefer using a spinning wheel myself, but like my daughter, she's 14 and she prefers the spindle. So it certainly is like an inexpensive way of getting started in spinning. So if you're curious about that, you can go take a look over there yeah, so I have moved into my living room. I was knitting outside on my deck and it's getting a little bit cold. It was like, I think the high today, I was trying to figure that out earlier. I think the high today was like 55, 57. And so now it's getting a little bit chilly out there. The sun's starting to go down. My fingers are getting cold, hard to knit. So that's why I got my tea, got my nice comfy chair here, and I'm gonna work on my Stephen West shawl. It's 4 o'clock, so almost time to start cooking dinner. But I have a little bit of time. So I'm gonna go do that. Who's that? So it is 5:30 and little Stella here just woke up from her nap. And I'm gonna get her a milk. Huh? You thirsty? Yeah. I'm gonna get I love that laugh. I am gonna get her some milk and I'm gonna clean up the mess that is my kitchen. Like, oh, here, look at my counter. Oh, we gotta hold this better. Okay, there we go. Look at my counter. I've got laundry and junk and stuff everywhere. And a Maria and a Thomas. Hey guys. I don't even know if they were on there. Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna do some kitchen cleaning. And then I'm gonna get some potatoes all cut up for dinner tonight. Because that's going in my Instant Pot right over there. Don't mind my bathroom. My Instant Pot over there. So, yeah, that is the plan. I do. Yeah, let me see. Yeah. So cute. Okay. All right, well, it is midnight 30, as we say over here. And I am just settling in for a little bit of knitting before I go to bed. Everybody else is asleep, so that's just me. I get a little bit of quiet time, do some knitting, just me and the cat. Just, there he is. Hey, Nacho. Nacho. He's like, why are you waking me up, dude? All right. So I hope you enjoyed this little trip along with me today. It was kind of fun to do. So I think I have all of you up to date with my current knitting situation. And hopefully I will be back soon. I do still have to sit down with my husband because on Instagram a couple weeks ago, I asked if anybody had any questions for Jeff and I because we just celebrated our 15th anniversary. So I would like to sit down with him and answer some of the questions that I got. If you have any other questions, feel free to pop them down below and I will add them to the list because that might be kind of fun. I've been meaning to do that for a couple of weeks now and it's just been so crazy. I haven't had a chance to sit down with him and do that. And I was going to see if I could ask him to do that today, but he didn't get home from work until really late. So figured he just wanted to have some dinner watch a little bit of TV and relax for a bit. So we will try that again soon, but I do still have it on the plan to do that. So if you've been waiting for an answer, we're working on it. So anyway, hope you had an enjoyable little bit of time here with me, and I will talk to you all later. So thanks so much. Bye-bye. Stelly. Oh, gentle, gentle.